Go to my website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hello. How do you combine techniques? That was at a certain point in my development, I was just confronted with this thing because I've been practicing sweep picking. I've been practicing alternate picking and tapping and hammer-ons and pull-offs and all kinds of stuff. And then at some point, it was like I had to get into gear in order to use the technique. So here comes the alternate picking thing, and here comes the legato thing. So it had to be legato, alternate picking, and then, right. And I really had a need to have the ability to just fluently go in and out of every technique, to play 2 notes with hammer-ons and pull-offs, then some alternate picking, then some sweep picking, whatever. And that's the point you want to get to. That total relaxed fluency when it comes to you just do whatever. And then there tends to be, for most players, a period of time where you simply forget what you're doing down here because it's automatic. It's like the unconscious part of the brain is just performing or playing the notes in whatever way you feel like. It's a matter of sound, how it sounds, depending on what techniques you use, and of course convenience. You know, what's the easiest way to play it, depending on what sound you have on your guitar, whether it's distortion or clean or whatever. But how do you get to that point after you practice the techniques? And the first point here is that you don't have to wait until you master everything before you start integrating everything. You can, practice alternate picking and sweep picking together at whatever level you have those techniques on. And then it will be much easier integrating them at a high level in the future. So the whole process is really a matter of designing little stuff that you can, and of course, designing little exercises as a loop that you don't have to stop, where you just play the same notes over and over again. And then you go back and forth between different techniques with varying degrees of speed, right? The first simple exercise you can do is pick any 6-note pattern and then just go, just play those 6 notes up. You have 2 strings and 3 notes on each string. Here I have the 8th, the 10th, and the 12th fret. And if that's uncomfortable for you to play 2 whole tones like that on one string, then get to it. Get started. It's essential to be able to do that and have it be easy. So I have the 8th, the 10th, and the 12th fret on both strings. And that could be the A minor scale. It could also be the G major scale, whatever. But we have these. And then you can play them with hammer-ons and pull-offs. You pick the first note, hammer on, then pick the new note on the next string, hammer on and pull off all those notes, and then every time you go back and forth between strings, you pick and pull off, right? Maybe I want to have my guitar a little bit higher here. But then you want to introduce playing some of the notes with alternate picking. So, for instance, I could play all the notes on the lower string, the B string, with alternate picking. And then legato on, or hammer-ons and pull-offs on the high E string. Of course, the first note is picked, right? And then and stay in time, use a metronome, so you don't go. So it has to be in time, otherwise you're not practicing, you're just making a mess of yourself. So that's the most simple exercise. And then that really gave me a lot, because suddenly I could go from alternate picking to legato or hammer-ons and pull-offs just by doing that. So I could go, and then I'm into legato and go, right, whatever I want. But you have to make that shift, and you have to practice it as a thing, going from legato, alternate picking, to make that bridge between the two techniques. And that bridge is that little, right? So I can also, and once I had that exercise, I practiced it like a maniac for a week or 2 weeks, right? And then I, create something new. And the next thing you can create, you can do something a little bit more advanced and go, right? Let me see. I'm playing the same thing exactly on the B string and picking every note, but on the high E string I'm going. So I'm going 8, 12, hammer on, and then pull off down to 8 again, and then 10, 12, 10, 8. Again, super slow. Right, so now I have. But I can of course play it all with hammer-ons and pull-offs as well. Right? Just to hear. There's a nice tone to it. This is only legato. Right? And then you can say that's not, you know, it's still a new shift from hammer-ons and pull-offs to alternate picking. It's a new shift. You do something else with your fingers, and don't underestimate that. You have to do it to be able to go. You know, you have to practice it, and you just take out that little loop and practice just the bridge of going from one to the other. Then I could introduce some tapping. I could go. I could hammer on in the 15th fret just to create an exercise here. So I go, right, and then I tap in the 15th fret, pull off again with that finger, and then I just go up and down. Let me play that slowly. Right, sorry to give you the finger there, but now I have a bridge from alternate picking to legato to tapping, right? So let me just see if I can play that with a little bit of. And the key here is that because I'm playing all those notes with legato, I have some time to reach for that top note and tap. Then I have some time because of the legato to get down again and play my alternate picking with a muted. And I practice that in the beginning. I practice it slow, so I get that, you know, it's not doing multiple things. It's one thing. It's just a series of little actions that I combine into one. And I play it ultra slow in the beginning, of course, with a metronome. And then once you start, you know, using that, tapping, right? Then suddenly you develop this ability to go back and forth. But you continue doing that. You continue creating these little loops and going back and forth. Let's create another video and try to put in some sweep picking. So I'll do that in the next video. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.